Life well spent.
Julie Marie Rahm is here. She has been described as America's mindset mechanic by some, but she is a military daughter. You have experienced military connections in a number of ways in your family. Your spouse has been in the military, as I understand it. You've experienced the challenges of deployment separations and moves and sort of telecommuting. And I guess that because of what you do, you might be able to help people who are going through the same experiences, Julie, that you have had when it comes especially to children, when their fathers or mothers are away. How do you help them? How might they help themselves with a proper frame of reference for this? Because oftentimes the separation lasts for a year or more, doesn't it?
It does, Doug. And by the way, thank you so much. I'm so honored to be on your show this morning. Thank you for having
being
me.
Here. Yeah.
Especially on this very important Veterans Day.
Well, but you have a book that's just out called Military Kids Speak. And these interviews are important. And so I thought we'd spend a few minutes, 3 or 4 minutes, talking about them and what we do to have children understand what their parents are doing if they're in the service.
Well, that is great. I appreciate that. And, Doug, the book is not actually completely published. That'll happen in January.
Oh, really? I thought it was out now.
Well, I would love to have your listeners help me, because if they know of a military child whose story needs to be told, there's still time to get it in.
All right. Give us an example of one or two of these stories, including your own.
Well, let me start with, I've interviewed several celebrities and famous people in their professions who were military kids and gotten to their emotional resilience and what's made them so successful that they've taken away from being a military child, raised completely from, kindergarten through high school, moving around and having this military lifestyle that so many people think might be a bad thing. And yet for them it's been a wonderful thing, because either through sports or all the diversity, what's happened is there is so much diversity surrounding them in the armed forces, and as they move around the globe, they're so used to seeing so many different kinds of people that they don't even think about that anymore.
So that's a good thing. That's a good
thing. It's a great thing.
Yeah. And do they understand that, or is it just sort of, it is what it is, and don't maybe recognize it till they're out of the service or away from those influences?
That's exactly true. They might have friends that are of races and nationalities that we might even be at war with, but they don't know that, and they just have wonderful friendships.
Yeah, isn't that?
Which is a great
wouldn't
thing.
That be? That's the solution. It would take us more than the 2 minutes that we have to get to perhaps the bottom line, but that really is the bottom line.
It is indeed, and so yes, it's true that now there are deployments, and these kids know of worry that most other kids never know, because they don't know for sure.
So how do they handle it? How can you help? Again, the circumstance of mother's alone with her child, the husband's gone, or vice versa. How do you help them understand what the proper focus is?
Well, the proper focus can be, we don't know for sure ever what's going to happen, so we might as well think about the best things. And so,
what would those be?
The best things would be that Dad or Mom is just gone, they're doing their job, and they're going to be back, and there are a lot better communications now than there used to be. I mean, in World War II, for instance, I've talked to women who didn't hear what was going on with their husband for a year.
Oh, yeah, so now you could use Facebook, or you can use Twitter, or you can use email, or you can use cell phones even to be in touch, no matter where the military person is stationed around the world.
Exactly, Doug. And I'll tell you, our daughter is married to a senior airman in the Air Force who is deployed to Afghanistan right now, and I'm just amazed. He can call on AT&T calling cards, which, by the way, are great gifts if someone is looking for an appropriate thing to send to soldiers overseas.
Yeah.
And
okay, well, that makes sense. And now, to invite people to send their stories, do they go to your website, which is frameofmindcoaching.com?
Actually, there's a better one. There's militarykidspeak.com.
Militarykidspeak.com. So if you have a story that could be used to help others understand what goes on in these circumstances, then please feel free to go to Julie Marie Rahm's website, militarykidspeak.com. The collection of interviews with the celebrity military children and others would be well served to have your story added on, an appropriate thing for you to do for this November 11th, 2009. Thank you, Julie. Nice to have you here with your story.
We're taking 750-word essays from kids from age 10 to 18. We want to hear them speak. We've started a national movement to honor military kids because that's something that hasn't happened.
Good for you. Thanks for the help. 21 after on Good Day.